Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I am with you with the specific area of ABFM. Just a second. Okay. I hope I'm audible as well as clearly visible. Thank you so much for being there. Okay, we are here for accounting and financial management for bankers, that is AFM. Now, let's talk about it in detail, everyone. Today is another day of our series of Tathastu. First of all, share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. So let's look at this part, everyone. Now, we were talking of 3000 plus MCQ series. Till now, we have talked about major parts of the concepts of accounting. Now, I'm going further with the area of trial balance there. So let's talk about it, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about trial balance and rectification. It says that which of the following is the main purpose of the ledger in accounting? Recording all transactions as they occur, preparing the trial balance, summarizing journal entries into their proper accounts, or preparing financial statements. Which of the following is the main purpose of ledger? Everyone, when we talk about ledger, ledger is basically the tabular format. In this tabular format, you have something called brought down, you have something called carried down. When you open your books of accounts in the year, that is your brought down. Whatever is there on the closing side is carried down. What is the main purpose of the ledger? The main purpose of ledger is whatever you have in terms of these balances, they are basically compiled together and they are taken towards the next level. So basically, it's just an intermediate level. So in this case, the basic work is to summarize all the journal entries and provide all the compiled forms towards the trial balance. So this is the nearest part is the past for which it is making itself. The correct answer is summarizing journal entries into their appropriate account. Done, everyone. Let's move on. Which type of account would cash be categorized under the ledger, everyone? Where would you put the topic of cash? Everyone, where would you put the topic of cash? Cash plays a very important role, but where would you put the topic of cash? The topic of cash would be taken up towards the specific area of cash is basically a it's a real account. It talks about an asset now. So in this case, it's a real account. Done. Chaliye. When we talk about cash, cash is there's something else as well. Cash is defined, but what about bank balance? Bank balance is defined as what, everyone? If I talk about bank balance, bank balance is something which is a personal account. Why? It is called a personal account for a reason. It is called a personal account because bank is basically SBI or all these banks, they have a personal name. That is a person which is defined under it. So in this case, the correct answer will be that cash account is basically a real account. When we talk about bank account, it can be defined as something which talks about exclusively what? It talks about the specific area of only one thing, that is the area of personal account. Bank is a personal account while cash is a real account. So in this case, the correct answer is real account, everyone. Done. Just a moment. चलिए, now let's move on to the next point, everyone. Acha, I hope you have been reviewing our classes regularly. If you haven't done it yet, then please go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details regarding our YouTube sessions, regarding our classes, and the paid batches, of course. The paid batches are also there. Crash course has just started. So if you're planning to look forward towards the studies in a proper way, then please go ahead and explore our courses where you can get all the details. Acha, there's an important thing that I wanted to discuss with you. That is the format of trial balance. Let me show you what's the format of trial balance, everyone. Everyone, the format of trial balance looks like this. Trial balance has all these areas. First is an asset. It has liabilities, it has equity or drawings, revenue and expenses. What does it mean? If I talk about A, D and E, look at these three things. Assets, drawings and expenses. These three things will always have a debit balance. Just look at it, everyone. It has shown a debit balance. While if I talk about the credit side has L, R and C. L means liabilities, R means revenue and E means LR and C. C for capital, and here they have written it as equity. Equity and capital is the same. Equity is used for the money that the proprietor puts into the business. Done. Now let's move on to the next question, everyone. Acha, one more thing. Can you see below there we have debit is equal to credit. This situation is LHS equal to RHS. If this matches, that means your particular books of accounts is error free. There are no errors related to the specific area of LHS equal to RHS. There is no error in this specific area related to arithmetical accuracy and arithmetical, if we talk about the problems there. Arithmetical accuracy here means only the plus minus in terms of ledger. You cannot find out if there's any audit based mistake, or you cannot find out if there's any other mistake for that matter, because till the time you are just focusing on your balances in the ledger, you are not focusing on the entire journal entry. You are not focusing on anything else for that matter, है ना? So this is the trial balance, everyone. Let's look at the different kind of errors as well now. Okay, here comes the first type in terms of errors. Which type of error is least likely to be detected by trial balance? As I told you, there are certain errors which cannot be detected by the trial balance. And why? Reason is that in the trial balance, not everything can be that easily sorted. There are certain areas where it is very, very difficult to record such things and to find out the errors, because if some entry has only the first part, journal is wrong overall. If your journal has a problem, whatever you put afterwards, nothing will make a difference. If your journal is wrong, your ledger is definitely wrong, your trial balance is also wrong, even your balance sheet is wrong. That means in the continuation format, everything goes down the drain. So in this case, it is very, very important that your origin, that is your journal, is correct. Otherwise, this kind of errors cannot be traced by trial balance at all. Okay? Done, everyone? Chaliye. Now, first is transposition error. That means when you're trying to move something, though this kind of error is not even stated in the books of accounts at all. Then comes error of commission. Error of commission is when Mr. Sham's name is written as SHAM or SHYAM. When you mix up the names, when you mix up the accounts, all these troubles are to be covered in this specific area. Then comes error of commission. Error of commission is basically related to the area of not only the wrong account but also the wrong amounts as well. And sometimes if I had to write 1000, I wrote 100. This is an error that we are making. Then comes error of omission. Omission matlab, if we talk about error of omission, what does it mean? That means I forgot to record something. When you forget to record something, that is to be covered here as error of omission. Error of principle, the error which is related to the area of exclusively the law. It has nothing else, huh? It is basically something which is just exclusively the laws. That means everyone, as you already know, that expenses and assets both are on the debit side. So in case we make a mix up, that means an expense is written as an asset and asset is written as an expense. Such an issue can arise, na? You cannot control all these errors. These kind of errors can definitely come up. So what do we do in this case? Simple. When you have such kind of errors, then this particular error has to be solved up. So your expense and asset, if mixed up, you have to correct it. This is called error of principle. In this case, the least likely error which cannot be traced at all, is basically error of omission. What you forget to record altogether, you cannot find the error in it. You don't even know what the original part was. So how will you say that this is wrong or this is right? To say that something is wrong or something is right, you need to know the origin of it. Now that you don't know about the origin of it, then there is no fight. You cannot cry about that fact that acha, there is something in that particular account. No, you cannot find it out, because the point is that the basic thing is definitely not visible. The origin part is not visible, so you don't know whether you are going wrong or right. Done? Chaliye. Now let's move on to the next question. When is a trial balance typically prepared? How often do you prepare it? At the beginning of the accounting period, or throughout the accounting period, at the end of the accounting period, or we can say both A and B. वैसे तो when we talk about the trial balance, it is the closing. We prepare it by the end of the year. And whatever is there at the end of the year, it is taken or transferred towards the beginning of the year as well. So in this case, that opening part is to be considered in this area altogether. So this is at the beginning of the accounting period or at the end? This is at the end of the accounting period. Done? So this is at the end of the accounting period. What effect does the omission of an adjusting entry for accrued expense have on the trial balance, everyone? The trial balance will be unaffected. Trial balance will be out of balance. Trial balance will show overstated expenses, or trial balance will show understated expenses. What's going to be the correct answer, everyone? What's going to be the correct answer? When we talk about the specific area of omission, omission means you forgot about it altogether. So when you forget about it, what will happen? We have just talked about it. If you know about the transaction, then things are easier. But if you don't know about the transaction at all, what will you do? Will you be able to find a good solution of it? It is difficult, because you cannot trace something which you don't know about the origin of the same. So what do you do in this case? When you forget about it altogether, be it an adjusting entry or any other entry for that matter, everyone. So what will you do in this case? This will not be something which is affecting your trial balance. It will be unaffected, will be out of balance, or will show overstated or understated expenses. Acha, you forgot about adjusting the accrued expenses. Accrued expenses matlab outstanding. That means your expenses are not written. So technically your expenses are at this point of time lesser than its original amount. So in this case, your trial balance is showing expenses. Of course, it is not it is completely matching as well. But there is one particular truth, that your expenses are shown at an amount which is lesser than its original amount. If it was to be written at 10,000, we have written it at maybe 5,000, which has to be corrected. Done? Here comes the next question. In a trial balance, what does it mean if a credit balance is mistakenly recorded as a debit balance or vice versa? Trial balance will still have balance, it is out of balance. This will have an equal and opposite effect on both sides. Or the trial balance will only be affected if it's a nominal account. Nominal account means real, personal or nominal. है ना? Real is basically asset based, personal is person based, and nominal is expenses and incomes based. So what do we do in this case, everyone? What do we put in this area? Can we say that the trial balance is still in balance? Or we can say that it won't be that way. Chale. Now when we talk about your credit balance is mistakenly recorded as a debit, in this case your trial balance will not match. Reason that your debit side is maybe more than your credit side in this case, है ना? If something is of debit balance recorded on the credit side, your credit side would be more. If something is of credit balance and recorded on the debit side, that means your if something has to be on the right side, it's on the left side. There is an imbalance, है ना? You put something on the weighing scale. There is nothing on the on one part there is a lot of things there, so there is an imbalance. If the weight on both the sides comes out to be equal, only then we call it an equal situation in terms of weight, isn't it? So in this case the trial balance will be out of balance. Next question, everyone. If a company's trial balance is in balance, but the financial statements are incorrect, what might be the reason? Obviously, sometimes your trial balance will not be a problem. When your trial balance is not a problem, then what's the issue there? There is an error in the trial balance. There is an error in the adjusting entries. The trial balance was prepared on the wrong date, or both A and B. If a company's trial balance is in balance, matlab the trial balance is absolutely correct. Basically, na, trial balance is the base through which you create your next books of accounts. Matlab your trial balance is a working paper which leads to your balance sheet and profit and loss account. So if your balance sheet or your P&L is going wrong, that means you made some errors while preparing your financial statements. है ना? Your trial balance doesn't have a problem, because if it would have a problem, then there would have been a suspense account created. If there is no suspense account, that means at least for the moment I can say that things are fine. It would go wrong the moment auditor looks at the journal entries and then he puts a penalty on us कि अच्छा you don't even know the basic rules of accounts, है ना? That is something where he can be a trouble. So in this case, the answer is there is an error in adjusting entries. When you make mistakes exclusively in your balance sheet or your P&L account, that is to be considered here. Done, everyone? Chaliye then, everyone. Before I end my session, let's look at our website first. Everyone, this is our website www.adda247.com. Go on to the area of JAIIB and CAIIB. Go on to the area of specifically JAIIB October 2024. Look at our crash course. This is our crash course. Currently, it is available at 78% discount. All you need to do is just click on the area of buy now. Use the code. Just click on the area of buy now. Use the code Y 541 and apply it. As soon as you'll apply it, you will get for 3679.08. This is your 77% discount going on. You just have to add 1% more discount and you will be making it at 78%. Right? That will give you the correct answer. So if you're planning to purchase the courses, then hurry up, do it right away, everyone, because this is the point where you get the maximum discounts. So just make sure that you're